Two. Testing 1 and 2. Oh man. So we're out here looking at, good morning, Donnell. We're out here looking at our watch list, just making sure everything was working good. We got BENF from Friday that was moving, which was a kind of midday ripper on Friday. Didn't really have strong catalyst in pre-market. Then we also have these that are under 5 that are moving. One is up 50% SGE. One is up 30% TCBP, 18% at ALLR, and some smaller movers, 10% on SBFM. So we got our top 5 under 5, and we have the one from Friday. So I throw all of these up here on the watch. Not seeing anything else that is popping up just yet. We'll see what happens on the open. And SBMF, I don't think it's gonna last up there. Okay, let's look at some of these catalysts. We got our top 4 here that we'll just be watching out of the open unless something else really a lot better comes. But let's start with SGE. SGE. Let's jump over here. Strong Global Entertainment. This has news from 2 days ago. FG Acquisition Corp announces proposed acquisition of Strong MDI Screen Systems Inc. and launch of Satire Holdings. Okay, so it's acquisition news from 2 days ago. The other most recent news was on April 8th, almost a month ago. Strong Technical Services extends managed service contract with Marcus Theaters. Okay, so let's skip on to TCBP. See if it has better news here. TCBP. Press releases. All right, this one has news from 35 minutes ago. TC Bioform announces execution of second non-binding letter of intent for acquisition targeting innovative CAR-T therapies. This is another acquisition news, okay? And then the next most recent is almost a month ago on this one as well. So it says TCBP announces execution of non-binding letter of intent for acquisition of NK. All this is just acquisition news. Yeah, so bunch of acquisitions. Let's go to ALLR. See what's going on over there. Alarity Therapeutics. Alarity Therapeutics press releases. An hour ago, Alara Therapeutics exceeds NASDAQ's minimum requirement. Requests voluntary withdrawal from Form S1. Then 4 days ago, it was Alarity Therapeutics shows clear clinical benefit and achieves significant milestone with early conclusion of phase 2 trial in advanced ovarian cancer. Okay, so that one has a little bit more weight than the other two with the acquisitions, but we'll have to see because right now that's not what the sentiment is looking for. ALLR has the ovarian cancer catalyst, which is why it's probably got 10 million shares traded, but still the percent gain is under these other two weaker stocks, which is acquisition. So I would say maybe ALLR wakes up, but you know, just looking at everything, we'll have to see what becomes a strong stock. Let's jump over here and look at the bigger time frames on SGE. Starting with SGE, this is the monthly chart for SGE. It's been getting beat down for a while. It is now trading around 159, so right around the top of these candles here with that acquisition news. Daily chart, just a whole lot of beat down, a whole lot of chop back and forth. Let's jump over to TCBP. Same look, beat down stock, is now trading at 193, so somewhere up in here somewhere. 93. So no big gappers on the morning. Looking like kind of just playing around. Looking over on the daily chart though, this one TCP 193. So like right under this $2 level. And we've seen that it's got a pattern of coming through this too and snatching back. So I'll be careful on that. BENF was the mover from Friday. It is up 786, up 16%. Again, chart beat down. And it is trading around 7.97, almost $8 exactly. Let's go find that. I'll put 806. Okay, somewhere up in there. So this is it on the monthly chart. Just trading within this previous what looks like resistance. Trading on the bodies of these weekly candles. And again, it has a that kind of yanked down back across the 8 as well. So of course we know the market is made to confuse us. So we don't know which way it's going to go, especially with the acquisition catalyst. Or no. BENF does not have acquisition. Let me go back to Friday and see what this news was. BENF. Benefits regains compliance with NASDAQ minimum bid price rule. That was 3 days ago, so that was Friday, which is still weak news. They regained compliance. Keynotes from April 29th, educational panels in 96 companies to present at Planet Microcap Showcase Vegas April 30th through May 2nd. At the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Not really seeing anything other than these minimum bid prices that were needed to be met, and it did a reverse stock split. So, kind of on the fence on that one as well. But we'll see. We are looking at everything that is moving right now. We've narrowed down to 4 stocks, and we'll see if anything new pops after the open that can get over 10%, especially under $5. It's got to be over 10 at least. As far as biggest droppers, EYPT, I traded this one way back for profit, but it actually gapped down 30%. And so I'm glad I took what I could and got on out of that one. Nvidia still trading around 890s. We saw Clean Spark last week was going up and has came back down a little bit during pre-market, but I don't know if it's done going up. It is a larger float. There may be something that if you're playing mid caps or well, yeah, it's a mid cap. If you're playing mid caps, that may be more of a swing or something like that. Because I don't know if it's going to do what it was doing last week on those on the big break, on the big gap up. Maybe smaller ranges, but sometimes smaller ranges are safer when it comes to mid caps and large caps. Okay. So let's go over here and look at the 15 minutes on these SGE. Good morning, Mike D. Acar says it seemed like I have a bot in my chat to sell followers. Yeah, they always come in. I see that they come in. Literally as soon as I press the go live button, they're just there. But it's like, you know what? It's whatever. As long as they're not spamming the chat, then I'm like, it's whatever. I'm not trying to buy followers or whatnot anyway. They come in here. I don't really I could just click over and just be like, hey, ban this person, but they haven't said anything crazy or, tried to, and they can't post any links, so it's like, they're just talking. I let that bot just be a part of the stream for now. LRB. If you guys are seeing anything other than what I'm seeing, this SGE, TCBPALLR, BENF. If y'all are seeing anything else, definitely let me know and we can go and look at them. King Hargrave says Jesus. XBPBENF. Also, are you following GameStop? Yeah, I saw GameStop last week moving on up, and I was like, GameStop, everybody's got harsh feelings about GameStop. I don't know. It's one of those, it's like if you're in when it does something crazy, that's great, but I don't know, man. GameStop just it always leaves a specific taste in your mouth. I've never traded GameStop. Even when it went crazy, I was like, I don't know, man. I do not know. This thing is insane. I remember they were posting all the Instagram videos and TikTok videos and Snapchats of people trading it, just buying, and it's just going up. And I'm like, it just seems like I don't know. It just seems like it'll take too much away from me, and it'll play too much on greed. But if you can capitalize on it, you can be quick. Maybe it'll be something that is profitable for you. But I just know me. I don't know, man. I need some points of reference. When that thing gets going, there are no points of reference. It's just straight up. But yeah, right now it's down 9%. It moved from what? It moved from $12 all the way to 16. It moved like a little low float actually. But it is definitely not a low float. Let me go and look at what the float is on this thing. GameStop. GME. Stats. The float is looking like 267.9 million. Man, I bet that thing was choppy Friday. For it to have a float like that and move that far, I bet that thing chopped some people up. Especially in the morning. Like it really got choppy around this 13 to 1350. And then started the short squeeze. King Hargrave said I made a killing on GameStop Friday. Wait a minute. And then Acar said I usually ban them because sometimes unknowing viewers can go to their websites. Did they post a link? Let me see. Hello, bothering you. I want to offer promotion. The price is lower than competitor. Go to Streamrise. Yeah, they did post something, didn't they? Let's go ahead and get rid of them. All right, they're gone. They are gone. Karate chop. What was I saying? Usually ban them. Yeah, they can be rather dangerous. Made a killing on GameStop's Friday. Acar says most investors holding the exciting Teslas, GameStops, and Amazon. I got boring Virco. Let's go look at Virco. Virco manufacturing. Let's go look at the larger time frames on that one. Virco, what is this? What is this? I have two questions. Wait a minute. Why did it disappear? Oh, no. Oh, okay. There it goes. Virco. VIRC. My bad. It does pay a dividend, quarterly dividend. I like that. Virco out there paying you to wait. Let me see. So on the monthly chart, oh yeah. This was the one that you had showed us the other day on Virco. Yeah, it was boring until it wasn't. Let me go. I think this one has some type of. I think we looked at this. I don't know if I checked the dividend though. What's that dividend looking like? The dividend history. Pays a little bit of dividend. Looks like it goes kind of up and down on the dividend. 2 cents. 19 has been paying a dividend since 1999. 2 cents, 2 cents, and then it had a little jump up there. So if you did have, a whole bunch of shares of this and then the dividend jumped for a couple of years or whatnot, that would definitely help you out a little bit. But it went back to what it was consistently giving out back here, 2 cents, 2 cents, but you still getting paid to wait. So I'd rather get something than nothing. Also, Google and that other Google variation, they're starting to pay dividends as well. I think it's like quarterly dividends or something. Let me see. Google. Let's see. Have they started yet? Yeah, so the first one is going to be on the 10th of what's next month? May, June. Yeah. So the 10th of June is supposed to be paying out 20 cents there. And I don't know if it's going to be a quarterly or semi-annual or annual. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll just see. And then the other one was GOOG, the C common stock. So it's paying out 20 cents as well. Okay. So both of them are paying out 20 cents. They're 168 bucks per share for 20 cents. But the thing is, Google is a pretty stable company. So for the price, you're getting a stable dividend, but you also have to look at the percent yield and you could do better in other places that aren't as stable, but you just have to weigh your options. Let me read some of these. Good morning, Lori Lee. Um, yeah, I saw that they instructed them to visit somewhere. My company is literally the definition of boring. They make desks, chairs, and other furniture for school and such. Um, Let me see. And then it says they have roughly 270 million in revenue, but they are selling for less than their revenues. And it's a strong company with a good reputation in its market. Well, that's complete. That's like fundamentals and a complete valuation of the company. And you getting in and playing this thing to the highs, you never know what it may do up here. The highs at 13.79. So, it's at 10 bucks. It's only $3 away. Could it go up and test those highs, or is it going to be? Because a lot of dividend stocks don't like to be super volatile. They kind of like to stay kind of stable so they can keep that consistency. But you never know. Let me look at what. And it is a small cap, so it is a small cap company as well. So it can get volatile. That move makes perfect sense. It's only got 178 million in the market cap. So, and it's 16 million shares outstanding. So, it looks like a low float that pays a little bit of a dividend. All right, we got about 9 minutes to the bell, and let's go back and swing over to SGE. Hit this bottom level value level. It had a top value, or it had a higher value level on Friday in the aftermarket, which it broke down this 180 level and created this new level low where we see a lot of volume came in here, got traded towards these lows. Now it's popping back up off of these lows, and we'll have to see if this is going to be a continuation to the downside. If it breaks down 150, or is it going to reclaim 180s and get back up there? It is currently up 47%. Let's look at TCBP. TCBP had that $2 level up there that it's tested multiple times, but has not been able to get over it. BENF just still trading right at the $8 level, and then ALLR pretty much gave up the ghost a little bit, going back towards that $1 even. And it's only up 10%, so that is not looking great for it. We look over here on the scans. I might remove ALLR. It's just not gonna. It just doesn't look good, man. Being up only 10%, being at this price is sad. That's not a tradable stock. We'll keep these three up and see if anything else pops onto the under 5 scan. But as of now, we just got these three to watch. SGE TCBP, and BENF, and all of them have weak catalysts. Two of them are acquisitions, and then BENF is it regained compliance was the news. Regained NASDAQ compliance. So let me read some of these chats here. Um, that's your thing. I look at underlying businesses for sure. That's and I'm surprised. Like a lot of times when those underlying businesses that are small caps don't do that good. But when you do your research and you get in there, you're like, wait a minute, there's a little bit of value here. Let me see if I can get a little pinch out for this, right? Because that would not have been something. Because my portfolios that I build for dividends and things like that, I look for mid caps and large caps. That's all that's in my portfolio. I really haven't got any small caps, so I'm just like, I don't know. But it also depends on what percentage of your portfolio is in um, that specific name or instrument. I like to kind of keep my portfolios kind of balanced. I don't want something that's like 80% of the portfolio and then everything else is like 1%. Because if something goes down, I want to just be able to kick something out, you know, just kick it out. And it doesn't even affect it. I'm still getting paid every month. All right, all right. We have about 6 minutes to the bell. Back. I don't know what this is. It's down 15%. Does not pay a dividend. I've been keeping an eye on CVS as it's falling as well. It took quite a bit of a fall from 80 to 50. And what I'm looking for, I'm gonna give it like maybe 3 to 6 months to see how it settles out and what kind of bottom it forms. And try to scoop up some after people forget about it. But I would like for it to fall even more. If it can fall like under 50, I will be very, very intrigued on CVS. I was also watching Walgreens as well, but Reliable Rudy, he hates Walgreens. He's like, why are you watching Walgreens? It's just trash. It's trash. I'm like, But if you look at this overall pattern, I mean, Walgreens did have quite a bit of love all the way to the hundreds, and now it's back to 17 bucks. Plus, it pays a dividend. So I'm like, I don't know. It's under 20. You know, it's at a previous level here that it's touched what, one, two, 3 times and it's came under it. The only thing that I'm missing is some consolidation sideways. This big downtrend, I don't like to get in until I see some kind of consolidation. Even if it does like a little rip like this, I don't care about that. I want to see real consolidation on a level. But since it's not showing that, I have not entered anything on that. So just kind of taking my time on things like that. Jump back over here. Let me see. Acar says, I like to look for businesses that generates healthy revenues, that manage expenses well, that uses assets efficiently. Yes, that's one of the key things that I look for is inventory rotation, operating margin, how quickly they can pay off their debts, their quick ratio, their debt to income, that kind of thing. That's some of the things I look for as well. Then he says that manages expenses well, that uses assets efficiently, that pays down debts. Yep, is selling for a good price considering those factors, and has a clean reputation, free from scandals and lawsuits. Yes, 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 yes. One of the stocks that I was watching heavy was HE, the Hawaiian Electric country, not country company, which provides the majority of electrical or power to in Hawaii. During those Hawaiian fires, I started watching this when it dropped from 48, I mean not 48, 38 down here to $10. And I was watching this one. I was like, but they kept getting these lawsuits and things, and so they are trading flat right now. And they cut their dividend, of course, because they want to rebuild. But I was just watching this one, and a previous one to this one was the Californian company CG or PCG Pacific PG and E Corporation. I think it's Pacific Gas and Electric Corporation. It had a fall like this too during the Californian fires. So 70 dropped all the way down to like $8, and now it's trading sideways. And so I'm just watching them. But as California, people are moving out of California, and some people are staying, but a lot of people are leaving. I've been on the fence on that one as well, so I don't really know about that one. I feel a little bit better about HE than PCG. Just want to see how California does over the next maybe year or so. I don't know, but not expecting it to do a quick pop up. It's going to take some rebuilding on both of those, HE and PCG. But just on the watch list, just glimpse over at them every once in a while, just to see what kind of, if they're still receiving lawsuits, are people forgetting about them, you know. Let me continue to read. Clean reputation scandals. The best way to avoid having a huge legal fees is to avoid the need for a lawyer to begin with. Yep. I honestly prefer if a company buys back shares rather than pays dividend, because the share buyback is tax free. Yep. Dividends are taxed. But if a company meets my metrics, I'll let them use their best judgment. Um, and then Mr. Q Mason. I like CVS as a scalper. Nice, smooth moves. Nothing really crazy, which allows me to be calm. Yeah, yeah. Movement definitely incites emotion. Acar says, when I see 1 billion in an asset, but only 100K in revenue, that's not efficient. Yeah, for sure. Um, let's say you are a soup manufacturer, and the giant equipment costs you 100K on the balance sheet. And did the market open? Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, still looking at C. I'm gonna continue reading that. Still looking at SGE, TCBP coming up to that $2 mark. BN, BENF, very tight range right there. So SGE is looking like the main one. But let me read the rest of that. Let's say you are a soup manufacturer, and the giant equipment costs you 100K on the balance sheet. A company will list that as a 100K asset. The problem is that if the machinery only results in revenue of $1 per year, as an extreme example, how can it be truly worth 100K? If you had to sell it for some reason, nobody's going to buy that thing from you for 100K. Exactly, it's like an overvaluation when generating only $1 revenues. Exactly. There's really, if something like that is happening, there's SGE popping up there to the ATRs. The ATR high on this one is 175. It is above all of the ATRs right now. Um, the other two are kind of looking a little bit weaker, but we will see. This is the first 15-minute candle on SEG, getting a little movement there. Just because a company pays 100K for something does not mean it's worth 100K. Exactly. Value is relative to the use, relative to the profit gain, relative to everything, all these other factors, weather, whatever. You could have a bad gust of wind, and that lowers the value of something. You know, by a bad gust of wind, I mean a tornado. Yeah. So SGE pumping on up there, going up to that $2 level. Now we did see some previous trading in this level. Above this though, there isn't much volume. It's kind of like a no man's land up here above $2. So we'll see if two becomes resistance here with those last shares, or those heavy shares were traded here. Will two become resistance, or is getting through two, will it become support there? That's what we're trying to see. Then looking over here on the scans, nothing new really popping up. The two that we had during pre-market are still the two BENF. Looks like it jumped up a little bit. BENF up to the ATR highs, but it has a super tight range. So it did all this motion and super tight range, plus it has weak catalyst. Remember, it has that weak catalyst of just minimum compliance. So I don't believe that this is going to be super strong, but could surprise us on a Monday morning and go ahead and do something crazy. But right now, just testing, has a high level up here of 9 and a level behind that at 950. So 2 levels up here. Let's actually check the daily ATR, which is 993. 993, so a little bit higher than this little white level, but I don't even think it can reach that, to be honest. SGE dropping back off of that top level right at the 2 where we saw, like if I zoom in a little bit, you can see the volume that came in here, right here. There was a volume spike right around 198, but nothing higher has really overcome, or no prices over this level of 198 has really overcome the previous sell-off here, which was here in pre-market, this big drop. But it could happen. It's still the beginning of the day. Just a nice little test up there. And let me go ahead and mark the ATR daily high too. So the daily high is right here. And let me change that color and mark it. This is ATR high. High on the daily. 76. Okay, so that is ATR high right there, and it's almost right with. So if it fails this ATR high, it's probably going to give a little bit of bearish reaction there. But pushing back up there to the $2 and staying above that ATR high, daily ATR high. TCB jumping back over here, still struggling around the $2. Was not able to hold up. ATR on this is only 22 cents. BENF quickly dumping. Saw that. We saw, wow, weak catalyst and now dumping from 898 all the way down and being into a halt down at 775, only up 13% now. So we'll probably lose a lot of attention on that. And now our leading two movers are SGE and TCBP. TCBP popping up above the ATR. Let's jump up here and put it in the daily ATR up here. Daily, so that is 211. And so this one is bullish until it's not, right? ATR high on the daily. And we'll make this green. Okay. So needs to hold up the 211s. We'll see if there's any recalculation, but it's not that far away from it. It's literally just a short drop back under, but we'll see. SGE. Pulling back again. It threw a little bit of a wick through that $2, but still was not able to capture the hearts of the people above that level. BENF, I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. It was super weak anyway. Let's jump over here back to the scans. Let's look at the SPY. I have not looked at the SPY here today. The SPY on Friday had a nice little move down to the 508s and then a move back up and actually gapped up into the, or over the 510s today. So a really bullish look on the SPY after a whole lot of switchblading. Came down here during the open, tested the ATR low down here. Actually, what was the ATR low on the daily? No, it's way away from the actual ATR low here. So ATR low is, let me show y'all. It is right here. That is way away from the ATR low, and it is way away from the ATR high. But the ATR on this one is $6.03, so that makes sense. ATR high is at 519. ATR low is at 507. And it is pushing on up there. Really not close to either one of those, but it's looking bullish overall on the trend. So we'll see what happens there. TCB still holding up here, getting above those 20s, but re-entering this level of a shaved top here of the 225s here, and we'll see if it gets some resistance here, which it looks like it's getting, but the candle hasn't closed yet, so not over yet. SGE went all the way back under the ATR, daily ATR there. And that is not a good sign that that is becoming a little bit of resistance. Still up 50% though. If we look at the calculations of relative volume, SGE has 628 times its normal volume, but it is a cheaper stock. It's almost 8 deviations away from the norm. TCB relative volume is very weak. Relative volume only 2 times the norm, and relative standard deviation not even 1 times 1 deviation away from the norm. So, kind of just sitting and waiting. Other than that, let's look at some of these other top 50 volume movers. We have NIO up 8%, Mara up 7%, CLSK, clean, I think that's Clean Spark. LI, Boyle, PR or PLTR, Para, Riot. We got a couple movers up here, but who is receiving the volume? NIO is definitely receiving volume with 14 million on the board. Mara, 6 million on the board. PLTR, 15 million on the board. So definitely some movement going on in some of these mid to large caps. Let's look at the biggest losers. EYPT still going down. Veil, Spy, interesting. All right, let me read some of these chats. Let's see. Acar says this philosophy has me disliking most banks and most large asset holding companies. Yeah, I don't even have any banks in my portfolio. None. After the banking crisis where people were selling out of banks and the prices were dropping, and I was just like, I mean, if the people have this much power over this bank, do I really want to be, in the way of a sell off like this? And I think it's much safer just to keep them out. Maybe I'll reconsider in the future, but as of now, I can't do it. Um, let's flip through some of these charts though. Mara, $18 going up here on a nice little uptrend as well. It is above the ATR. It's headed towards this ATR high, which is at the 2010. Let me put that up there. 2010. It's too far to even be on the chart here. There it is. So the ATR high is up here, 2010. ATR low is at the 1679. So it is way away from the ATR low. It's just bullish. NIO at $5 going towards 6 is up as well. Clean Spark, nice little pop up here, revisiting a previous level that it hit on Friday, came out of the ATRs, failed miserably, and now is back above those previously traded levels. You can see the volume from Friday that was traded here around the 17. It returned to that volume level, which is a pretty nice sign of some bullishness. LI not looking the greatest. Yeah, so it's only up 5%. Boyle, PLTR has tested both sides. Big test to the downside and a smaller test to the upside. Looks like it wants to go ahead and push higher above that 2455 level. Still a ways away from its ATR as well. ATR on this one is 97 cents. Riot, nice little crypto play. Going up here with a uptrend. It did kind of a similar move to the LA, one of those on Friday. Broke out, failed miserably, came back up to a previously heavily traded level at the 1089s. Para Rivian. Haven't seen this name in a while. Same thing. A lot of these did this on Friday. Big dip in and came right back up. I bet people are mad at that. Let's look at AMD. Let's see how they're doing. AMD and Nvidia. Nvidia looks like it is going to the moon as well. Clearly breaking that 900, pushing up to the 906s. Let's look at AMD. That would be steel. AMD. AMD looking like it's about to go, but just taking this little sweet time. Did a hard test down here to 150s. Has the ATR on the 15 minute that it's trying to push, but has not broken out of it yet. Previously tested levels up here to the 155. And let's look at the overall trend. From the bottom, it has been trending up here. So I guess the sentiment would be more bullish, but it needs to go ahead and break out and go towards this all-time ATR highs. The ATR on this one is $6.88, which is huge. You capture 25% of that. Let's see, 688 times that 25%. That's $1.72 if you capture 25% of that move. Whew. 50%, you just double that. 75%, you triple that. 100%, you just quadruple that. But I mean, it's very unusual for people to get a whole 100% of the ATR because it could be choppy. Oh boy, TCBP into halts. Going crazy, up 93% with very low relative volume. This thing is this is not, it's still not abnormal for real. It's still just regular, even with this going into a halt. Still not abnormal. SGE popping back, continuing to show resistance at this daily ATR. We'll watch TCBP. I'm guessing this will just be a 5-minute halt, but wow, very unexpected explosion on this first 15-minute candle, exploding way away from the ATR high here of the 211, way away. And now the ATR has grown to 28 cents. Still on the fence. MULN is back up here as well for the top 5 under $5. MULN is very close to breaking 5, up 10% on the day. Other than that, we just have the two that we've been watching, but I throw MULN up there into the mix as well. Only 2 million shares traded is not that abnormal. Relative volume hasn't even reached 1 times normalcy. And then a relative standard deviation, definitely not abnormal. But we'll watch these three. MULN failed miserably on Friday, came back and retested this level up here on very low volume, not even enough volume to show up on the volume profile, very low. You can see the volume on some of these, that blue stuff, but not even a little bit back here on Friday. Just people just absolutely did not want it. Okay, SGE popped back through that ATR high, making a lower high. It's gonna need to definitely put some gusto behind its train. The high up here is 204. MULN, are you continuing to push up? Okay, MULN getting a little snatch back towards this ATR. Only 2 million shares traded, but it is up 14%. So maybe a slow little mover. Let me see if it had a catalyst on the day. MULN. Press release 32 minutes ago. Mullen signs an agreement with California-based HVIP approved National Auto Fleet Group And then 47 minutes ago, it announces an adoption of limited duration stockholder rights plan. And then it's kind of just had trickling in news. EV Mobile Road Service Solutions debut all electric Mullen One roadside assistance vehicle at American Towman Showcase in Las Vegas. Okay. Well, it's still moving though. It's still moving up. So we'll see what happens. First, this is the first 30 minutes about to come to a close. Let's jump back out to TCBP, which is unhalted. Do a quick little striker up here to $3. Let's see what happens from here. SGE. Oh boy, looks like that old catalyst. Will it hold up? That acquisition catalyst? Ooh, okay, 270s. Still though, it is way above the ATR high. So I'm thinking it's still gonna be bullish, but it's gonna be choppy. It's probably gonna get choppy in a minute. This is just the first little bit of the morning where everybody's excited. They're like, why is this thing even going up? And now they're like, why is this thing not stopping going down? So, you know, you can get caught real easy with all this motion. But it's still up 78, 79%. SGE back over here still has not done any kind of rip. TCB needs a lot more volume. This one kind of sitting still now at 475. Don't like all of that. Okay, SGE. Is it gonna double top up here? High of 204. Nice, nice. Yeah, Botser. I don't know, man. People, people are always up to something. The thing is, my account is just one thing. I can only imagine how many. Oh boy, SGE did do a little bit of a breakout of that high of $2, but this is very extended, super extension, actually. And into a halt. SGE halting as well. Let's jump back over to TCBP. MULN, not really doing much still. TCBP is almost super abnormal. It's almost 5 times its normal volume. But it took it a while to get here, even with 20 million shares traded. So that means like it needs what, 30 million to really get people interested. But now we're seeing the true sentiment come in as people are getting more interested. This thing has pulled back from $3 all the way to $2.50. Big pullback. And this is the 15-minute that we're looking at here. MULN holding above this 475 level. Had a previous shaved top back here at, what is this, 480? Kind of shaved top. And needs to get back through what, 482s? Well, it's going up there right now, up to 482s. And continues to do a little snatch back above that level. But we'll see if it can go ahead and break over the 487s. Looking really more and more bullish. It's up 16%. And it's still in direct competition with TCBP, which is still moving downwards, but moving. Okay. Clean Spark continues to look like it wants to push through these what looks like highs up here of the 1750. It is above the previous level on Friday. All it needs is a little bit of a push through the 1750. Mara giving the same type of look up there. PLTR. All of them are looking like double tops. So who shall be the, well, NIO already gave up the ghost. MU Micron LI still going downwards. Riot. Okay, let's jump back up here to Mara. Or actually Clean Spark. That's the one. So a little bit of a breakout over this top of Clean Spark. Looks like it wants to continue. Very slow breakout though. Okay, breaking over 1750s there. Jump back over to TCBP, giving up all of the ghosts, getting all the way back down to the ATR high. ATR high was at 211s. And wow. It's definitely moved quite a bit. Definitely moved quite a bit to the downside, that is. MULN holding up these 480s here, going a little bit higher, but it definitely is missing all of the volume that is pouring into these other stocks. All right, SGE, let's see when you're gonna unhalt. Will you unhalt before the stream ends here? Let's see. Halts. Where my heart? Short trade halts. SGE halted at the 50, should be unhalting at the 55.49 here. It's up 94%. TCB just, I don't even know if it's still in competition here. MULN continues to find more and more resistance as well. 55.49. We got a minute left on SGE. I gotta do some dividend shopping today too, man. I've just been missing. I've been slacking on buying dividends. My dividends are doing so well. I just been slacking. Just been like, I don't even feel like it. But I'm gonna get back on it. I did do some research over the weekend, and I kind of got my lineup of what I want to add to my portfolio, and I'm gonna move forward. But man, that's one good thing about dividends. Even if you slack off, you're still getting paid. So it's like, whatever. All right, so we're about to get the open on SGE. And we've seen these other ones do some pretty big moves to the downside. We'll see what SGE has in store right now or in 10 seconds. If this is a 5-minute halt. Let's see. Should be opening up like right now. Okay. So maybe it isn't a 5-minute halt. Jump on over here to TCB. Just absolutely plummeting there. MULN still holding up these 80s. That's that previous shaved top there on the 15-minute that we saw. Getting over there. We haven't seen any true pullbacks or anything. It's just kind of been going grinding straight up, 16%. It does have news. It's kind of continuation from Friday, and last week actually was moving for MULN, pushing on up there, looking like it wants to get over $5. So it's only 8 cents away, and testing some new high levels here. $4.94. I think I'll keep MULN on watch for tomorrow, maybe, if it wants to just continue. But today, it's one of those things that didn't really have a whole lot of pre-market data. It was one of those that you would have just had to kind of get in and hope. But wasn't a whole lot behind it, like a lot of story behind it as far as volume. Okay. Lori called out AGBA. AGBA, how did I miss that? AGBA straight up into the moon. Nice little ripper. Now this one is a previous mover as well. You look out here on the monthly time frame. This one had a big move from 42 cents. Now this is on the monthly, so this is the beginning of this month in April, jumping all the way up here to 432, coming back, resting on the $3, and now giving another little bit of a move. Let's look at the weekly. Coming from there every week. And then on the daily, we can see that it has an ATR of 51 cents. ATR high is the 387, which is above on the daily chart. And it's above all the other ATRs on the lower time frames as well. It is, let me see if it has some kind of catalyst today here. AGBA. Okay, 58 minutes ago, empowering shareholders, AGBA's US $4 billion merger with Triller ushers in new era of value creation. Okay, let's click into that. Let's see, Holding Limited, leading one-stop financial supermarket in Hong Kong. So this is a Chinese stock. Since going public via a SPAC in November 2023, AGBA's team of over 1,500 plus employees has worked tirelessly every day, delivering steady growth, persistently quarter after quarter, maintaining our market leadership. Okay, at the same time, we work constantly testing and creating partnership and acquisition opportunities that would provide important long-term strategic advantages. The $4 billion merger of AGBA and Triller announces on April 18th, is a direct result of such team efforts. AGBA's shares have traded well. As a result, we are pleased that AGBA has been informed by NASDAQ Stock Market LLC that it has regained compliance. So this is another regain of compliance on this one. Our teams have wasted no time in joining forces. So is there any other money talks? Mr. Wing Fei NG, he's the president of AGBA Holdings, said creating shareholder value is not a throwaway line at AGBA. We single-mindedly focus on it. Our colleagues and I are proud shareholders in our exceptional company. We're deeply grateful and highly energized by the overwhelming positive response to our $4 billion merger with Triller. Okay, so they regained compliance and got a merger deal there. Let's jump back over to TCBP. Did I just read all that without y'all even seeing it? Yeah, this is I'm using NASDAQ.com. This is what I was reading. I pretty much read the whole thing. I think I skipped this paragraph and I just jumped down to what he was saying, but yeah. Anyway, TCBP to the dumps. SGE opened up higher. Collector Bit Heroes Media says breaking news: AMC just declared record. And you can't tell people to buy, bro. Why are you? That's not how we do it, bro. People have to make their own informed decisions about GameStop. You know, SGE absolutely exploding upward. Came out of that halt. Came from $2.22 all the way up here to $3. And again, these weaker catalysts are just taking the day. Everything else is kind of just fading away. It's just not looking great for anything else that does not have acquisition news or NASDAQ compliance news. And it's going into another halt on SGE. All right, let's look and see Collector Bit Heroes. What in the world, bro? Coming in here telling people what to buy, bro. So as far as that goes, let's go ahead and make sure we got the disclaimer up here. I am 100% for people making their own choices in the market after they've done the correct research. And if they don't know how to do the research, consult somebody that does, a professional. I use Charles Schwab as my bank, and it's who I trade with. They're my brokerage. They actually have a management group, a management team, and they have great call support. So if you have any questions about, investments, you can actually call them if you have an account, and they literally sit on the phone with you and they'll walk through your investments with you, which is amazing. Secondly, I don't think that copy trading or just jumping into something without any kind of prior research is I wouldn't even consider it. It's just straight gambling. It's like you just throwing your money to the wind. Um, I don't assume any liability. If you follow any of these the people that come into the chat and they say things like, "Oh, buy this now," just remember, I don't take any responsibility for what they're saying. That's them. Um, take everything with as a grain of salt until you've actually read up on it, until you've actually researched it. That was a great segue. Him coming in here talking about buy now, but yeah, let's not do that unless we have the correct research done. Anyway, SGE is still in a halt. TCBP is still crashing down. MULN still making its way towards 5. I put MULN on the watch because it is operating on continuation news. So I'll probably watch it for tomorrow and just see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't gap down. Maybe it just holds right at the 5 and wants to go higher and can give us some good opportunities. But I'm looking at that one as a continuation. Um, and as far as everything else, let's jump over here to the scans real quick. Not really seeing a whole lot, but yeah, I'm about to jump out of here. I got to get to my morning meeting. I'm already late. I'm always late. I just come when I come, I guess. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're going to continue trading, definitely keep in mind what I was saying at first. Do your own research. Don't get boiled and bake out here. Definitely try to get multiple streams of income. You don't have to just trade. The whole thing is increasing the sources of income coming in. So branch out, get you play with some other stuff, play with some safer stuff. Because this is like the dragon's breath. This is like walking into that dragon from Shrek, just walking into her mouth. But anyway, that's it for me today. Once again, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I don't know why my camera's so blurry. Look like okay. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And as always, MULN pushing over 5 now. I'll continue watching it. It looks like it's going to be holding up 5, but I don't know if it'll give me any opportunities. But yeah, keep your head on the swivel. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.